Welcome back to the channel. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down sales and marketing because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand both, so I'm going to be the one to teach you. Let's have some fun with it. Like and subscribe as always. Check us out at Universal Accounting Center. Certifications in tax, bookkeeping, advisory. They come with coaches, been around almost 50 years. Everything you need to succeed, right? Well, let's start with this. Most accountants think sales is manipulation. That's why most accountants stay small. The firms that dominate the industry understand one thing, right? If you cannot communicate value, that you will never become elite. So what I'm going to teach today, what sales really is, the history behind it, why society depends on it, the difference between marketing and sales, and the different styles of selling, and what actually creates elite closers in the accounting industry. This isn't beginner advice, okay? This is psychology, strategy, and philosophy behind high-level sales. So, Module 1, as always, you need to grab a pencil and paper when I'm teaching you these things. Do you want to be wealthy or not, right? You either do the things I teach you or you don't do the things I teach you, okay? Well, let's start with this. Module 1, what sales actually is. Sales is not convincing people to buy things that they don't need, right? What it is, sales is this. Write it down. Like sales is, do bullet points, transferring certainty, solving problems, reducing fear, creating clarity, and helping people make decisions. Understand, every business on earth survives because of sales. Think about it like this. No sales, no clients, no payroll, no expansion, no impact. A CPA or an accountant or a tax preparer with no sales skills is what? Invisible. A mediocre accountant with elite communication skills can build $1 million firm. Okay? Guys, people do not buy bookkeeping, tax prep, or advisory. What they actually buy is certainty, confidence, peace of mind, more money, less stress, status, and freedom. Elite salespeople understand human emotion better than average people. That concludes Module 1. Let's go to Module 2. The history of sales. Right? The more you understand something, the better you can be at it. So that leads us where I'm at today with the history of sales. Well, sales has existed since the beginning of civilization, right? Ancient merchants sold the spices, livestock, gold, tools, protection, information. The list goes on and on and on. The best communicators became the wealthiest people in society. Why? Because civilization runs on exchange, and sales is organized value exchanged. Okay? Think about it. Every king needs persuasion. Armies need persuasion. Religion spread through persuasion. A movement spread through persuasion. Sales is one of the oldest human skills ever created. Here's a really important point for you, that modern society tries to separate sales from life. But every human being begins sales. All right? They begin sales at a very young age. Every human being is in sales. What do I mean by that? Well, parents sell beliefs to children. Politicians sell vision. Leaders sell missions. Husbands sell trust. Companies sell solutions. So sales is communication with intention. All right? So get over it. Get it out of your head. Go in. I'm going to be a high-level communicator. Okay? You're not a bookkeeper. You're not a salesperson. You're a high-level communicator. Do you want money or not? Right? So you have to identity frame yourself as a high-level communicator. So write this down. Module 3. Module 3. I hear it all the time. Sales versus marketing. Sales versus marketing. Well, let's put it to rest. Okay? It's pretty much the easiest thing to comprehend. And I would say that most people confuse the two. Write this down. Marketing creates attention. Sales creates decision. Marketing creates attention. And sales creates decision, right? Marketing attracts, positions, creates interest, generates leads, and builds authority. Some examples: YouTube videos, ads, Instagram content, SEO, referrals, email campaigns. Marketing warms the people up, all right? What is sales? Sales is, so look at it like this. Marketing is bringing them in, and sales is converting them. Simply put, right? But in the way that I like to truly look at it, to dive even deeper, would be sales is handling objections, uncovering pain, building trust, creating urgency, closing the deal. Where marketing gets the lead, sales gets commitment. A business with amazing marketing and weak sales leaks money, and a business with strong sales and weak marketing survives. Gosh, I'm getting so excited, I'm knocking things over. Look at that, right? Understand this, in accounting, most firms rely on referrals because they never learn sales, right? And what that does is that creates dependency. You don't want dependency, right? Elite firms build systems, marketing systems, outbound systems, referral systems, right? And sales systems. Module 4. Let's move to the next section. There's all kinds of different salespeople out there, all right? And I'm not going to dive heavily into those today. Maybe in another video, I'm sure I will, because I'm a total sales freak. But there's different types of salespeople, right? There's the order taker. They have no confidence, low ambition. They don't believe in their product. They don't really care about buying into improving themselves and learning communication and sales, read scripts robotically, never control the conversation. Then you've got the information dumper. Most accountants actually become this. They explain tax codes, software, features, details. It never really create any emotion. All right, and you have to understand that people buy emotionally first, and then they use logic to justify later, right? Number 3. The pressure closer. I hate the pressure closer. I'm pretty intense, but I'm definitely not too aggressive. I don't talk over prospects, and I don't create resistance, right? And that can work short term, but what happens is that will fail in the long term, right? So people will back out of the deal, actually, even if they feel like they've made a bad decision with the wrong person. So the elite advisor, this is who you are becoming, or you may already be there, but I'm helping you get to another level of the elite advisor. This is the highest level, right? You ask questions, diagnose problems, create that clarity, understand psychology, lead with certainty, make prospects feel understood. This is where accounting sales should live. You're not a salesman, right? You're a trusted advisor, helping business owners solve financial pain. So what makes someone, module 5, let's move to the next module here. What makes someone elite in sales? Okay, well, elite trait number 1 would be certainty. Look, if you don't believe in your offer, nobody else will. So certainty changes using tone, pacing, energy, authority, and leadership, okay? Elite trait number 2 is listening. Seneca says it best, 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? The average rep waits to talk. Elite reps study people while they're listening, right? What are they listening for? Fear, goals, insecurity, urgency, identity, financial pain, and emotional triggers, right? Here's the elite trait number 3. I call it, well, everyone calls it this. I wouldn't say, I didn't come up with the name, but emotional intelligence, all right? High-level salespeople can feel the hesitation, confusion, the uncertainty, the excitement before the prospect even says it. Elite trait number 4, control. Guys, control is not domination. Control means leadership. The elite salesperson guides the energy, the pace, the questions, the direction, the outcome without sounding like a freak, without sounding controlling, right? Elite trait number 5, vision casting. The elite closer helps people see their future, okay? So in accounting, more clients, leaving corporate, freedom, starting a firm, helping family, building wealth, people move toward vision, right? So owning the firm someday, for the prospects here, I get all my industries mixed up, forgive me. What you want to do is, hey, less holes in the business. It's not leaking. More time with your family. Going to bed tonight. Not worrying about the business. Understanding all the numbers, where everything's at. Color coding things so it's simplistic for the business owner. All those things, you want to help them see the vision. Put them in the future, 6 months from now, after having me clean up your books and working with me, with having peace of mind, knowing exactly what's coming in, what's going out, what's growing and what's not growing, what we need to work on. How will that feel for you as a business owner? Talk to me about that. So you can actually put them into the future. What works, module 6, what works specifically in accounting sales? Well, I would say that in this industry, for sure, in accounting, trust is everything, right? The best accounting salespeople, you sound calm, you sound intelligent, you sound confident, you ask intelligent questions, you simplify complexity. What fails, right? What fails, what you don't want to do, right? What you don't want to do is sounding desperate, talking too fast, info dumping. Remember, I'm talking fast because I'm training. I'm teaching you. That's how your brain learns. But when you're selling, you want to train like a lion, sell like a lamb. But don't over-explain and use jargon. Guys, they're business owners. Don't use weird jargon that they're not familiar with, okay? ROI conversion. This is what's going to win in sales, right? I'm switching the topics here for you. ROI conversations, business planning, asking about goals, identifying pain, future pacing, authority, certainty. Here's an example for you, okay? This is bad. This is what you don't want to do, okay? Let's say we're selling certifications right here. Our bookkeeping certification has 60 hours in QuickBooks modules. Well, here's something elite for you. If we helped you get 10 bookkeeping clients at $500 a month, what an extra $5,000 a month change for your life. One creates information, the other creates emotional connection to outcome. So look, the world rewards communicators, okay? Not the smartest, not the most technical, not the most educated, but the people who can, what? Transfer belief, create certainty, solve problems, and move human beings emotionally. Guys, become leaders, okay? Sales is not manipulation. At the highest level, sales is leadership. So make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.